Hi, everyone. It's Valerie, and I just want to briefly chat with you about Clever and how it's a fantastic and underutilized tool that helps keep teachers, and especially the K 2 teacher, stay stress free while using technology in your classroom. There are three ways Clever can be used for teachers, like launching applications or websites to all student devices, creating a teacher page to organize all your programs and for your students to easily access web links or PDFs. So let's picture it. You've prepped an amazing lesson that uses several websites, edtech programs, or apps. As students go to log in, you see one hand go up and then the other because students can't remember their username or password to these various programs you're using. Or students are having a tough time navigating to the right website you want them to go to. And on top of that, you have two new students that you don't even have accounts created for. And yeah, that sounds stressful, right? Yeah. Yeah. I know. And I know you're focused on educating students and not being that tech support. That's my job. So that's where Clever comes in. So let me show you around and show you exactly what it can do for you. Let's go. I'm logged into a demo Clever teacher page. Your page will look very similar, if not exactly the same as this one. The first two things you're going to see on your page is the two teacher pages that Clever automatically created for you. You might use both of them, you might just use the one, or you might add more teacher pages. The reason why you would want to use a teacher page is you might want to add a website link that you commonly go to quite a bit or that you have your students go to quite a bit. You might want to add a PDF that you want your students to have access to there on their device. You might want to add links to a page or to something in your OneDrive. So when students log into their Clever accounts, they will see your teacher page on their account and they can click on that teacher page and they would have access to everything that you shared with them. So let me show you how you can add those things to your teacher page so the students would have access to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this first teacher page. It has my first initial last name on it. You can go up here and you can change this to maybe, I'm going to pretend I'm a second grade teacher today. So maybe I just want to call it second grade. And I can go to sharing permissions. And if I want all my students to see what I've shared with them, go ahead and choose all students. If you have, if you're a sixth grade teacher and you have several sections, you can choose this. So maybe you have two classes of math and then you also have two classes of science. You can choose those two classes of math to only see this particular teacher page. Uh, you can also add another teacher if you want to see this page. Hit update. If you have another class for maybe science, you go back here, maybe you can create a teacher science page and only add those two science classes to that page. So whatever I put on here is what students can see. I can go to create and share. I can upload a PDF. So I'm just going to put in my Tech Bites and let's pretend this is like a reading passage or something. So I would put in reading passage. And we don't have any categories yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and call it newly added. I'm going to choose an icon, and I'm going to add the PDF. So there it is, the reading passage. It's PDF. If I click on it, it'll open for students just like this. And now they'll be able to read their reading passage. Let's say I wanted to add a link. Maybe I want them to go to PBS Kids. So I've already got that open. Let me copy that. I'm going to add that link here and I'm going to title it PBS Kids. And I can put it in that same category and I can pick a different icon or I can upload my own. And let's see, let's do brain. Add link. So now I've got reading passage and PBS Kids. I can change this category and maybe I want it to say early finishers. So students, when they log into their Clever account, which is should be on their desktop, they'll double click on that. They log into Clever. It'll automatically log them into Clever, and then they go to your teacher page, and they will see that under early finishers, like when they get done with their work, these are the two options that they have that they can do when they're finished with their work. They can go to PBS Kids, or they can practice their reading. So if you want to create a different category, maybe you have bell work that they need to do, or maybe you want to create categories for math or for science. You can do that as well. And to do that, you just go down to create and share and then choose category. So maybe you have math as a category. You can create that, and there's nothing in there yet, but we can add things to the math category. So let's say you want to add an app. So let's say you have your students go to Prodigy every single day because they need to practice their math facts. So you can go to create and you can go to create, excuse me, and then you can go to app, and then you can search for Prodigy. If I hit install Prodigy, it's going to say, oh, you don't have permission because this isn't my particular Clever account. It's just a demo account, but you can install it. And what will happen is that Prodigy account, I'll tell it to go into the math category, and that Prodigy icon will go right here under math. And what it will do is students will be able to see that. And Clever automatically creates their login and passwords for them. Let's see if Spelling City's in here. We can go to here and do spelling. Okay, so Spelling City. So not everything is going to have an integration with Clever. Not every company has an agreement. So as you can see, Spelling City doesn't. But you can see that MobyMax does. So if your site uses MobyMax, you can also add MobyMax as well. You can click install, and of course, if I click install, it's going to say no, you can't, because this is not my true account. But you can install that, and students it will automatically create accounts for them. Whatever you put on this teacher page, students can access super easy. The last thing I want to show you is if you go under login tools and you want to launch an app, you can launch one of these apps. What that means is once students are in their computers, and I believe they have to be logged into Clever, they have to go to Clever, you can go ahead and click on, say you want to launch PBS Kids. Click on that. It's automatically going to open on their computer, which is really cool. Feel free to click around in here. You're not going to break anything. Go to the library. This is where you can search other apps that you may be interested in. There's Nearpod. Maybe you want, because the whole district is going to have access to Nearpod probably in the next couple of weeks. So you might want to add Nearpod in there, just a link to log in. That's all, to their login page, because it's kind of like already a single sign-on anyways. But you can put a link in there to their login page. You won't need this app, but you could do it that way. So all different kinds of ways you can use Clever. Play around, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.